guys, welcome back to No Catch Your Name. It's me, Ella. Today is June the 9th. It's a Sunday. Yesterday I had a market. So yesterday was my first outdoor vendor experience. And it went pretty good, I think. Like nothing crazy happened. But I wanted to get into the details of it and share everything that's sold. And I will, if I can find it all, I will try to link all the patterns I used in the description box below the video. First thing I want to say though is I got recognized. Some ladies came to my booth and they, I was kind of sitting, you know, off to the side so they didn't see me directly, but they were looking at my stuff. And I heard them talking about how they crochet too. And then they saw my card, and one of them, I'm not sure if they were sisters. I don't even know what their names are. I didn't even ask. But she recognized my name on my card, and she looked at me and she was like, "Oh, what's your name too?" And it was just cool. It was a cool thing to get recognized, but it was also kind of weird, you know, because I'm an awkward person, and I'm an introvert more than I am an extrovert. But it was so cool to meet people who, well, she watched me, her friend or her sister, I'm not sure if they were sisters or friends, watches other ones but not me. So she said that she was going to subscribe to me. So if you guys are watching this, hi, it was cool to see you at the market. And also make your own videos, because they were talking about that, so it'd be cool to have another member of our Yearny community here. So I'll be expecting videos. But anyways, I just wanted to say that real quick because it was just a really cool experience. I never really thought I would get recognized in the real world. Just because I'm not like a big famous channel. I don't do like crazy tutorials and stuff like that. I just come on here and chat about my yarn. I have been doing a few tutorials here and there through over the last 7 years on YouTube. And I've had people asking me to do more, so maybe I will in the future, but I don't know. Anyways, let's get into the market. I have it printed off here. Okay, let's talk about square first of all. I have this square, not sponsored. I bought this square with my own money. I think it's normally like $59, but when I bought it, it was on sale. I believe it was like $49 when I bought it. It has tap to pay, and you can stick the card in there with the chip. So if anybody has a card, it still swipes, which I think that's getting phased out. I have to type it in on my phone, which I can do. And then also I can accept cash. And this you can take like Apple Pay and Venmo, Cash App, all those kinds of things you can take with this. And also my phone has tap to pay on it. I didn't know that. I set it up, and actually one person paid with tap to pay through that, but it was through my square, but through my phone. It was weird. Anyways, that's the forms of payments I take, is I have this square. I originally had the little square that plugs into like a headphone jack, and I used it once, and then I ended up getting rid of it because I didn't think I was going to do markets. And then I decided to start doing them again, so I did just go ahead and invest in this one, and so far it has done good. I really like it. You just charge it up with a USB-C and charge it, and I've never had it get even almost dead. I had it all day with me yesterday for 10 hours and it never lost even one battery of life until after I was home. So I like this square. I suggest getting it if you do markets or anything like that, enough to necessitate needing to take cards. This would even be handy, I think, if you did like a yard sale or something, because you could take card payments for your yard sale stuff. But it's just a handy little thing to have. I also took one sale for my sister on there. She brought some of her stickers. But anyways, let's get into all the details. So this was my first outdoor market, so I was a little bit nervous about that. It was on the road, so I couldn't use my stakes for my tent. I did end up using cinder blocks. Recently I asked everybody what they use and, you know, suggestions and all that. And I'd eventually like to buy some that look nice and pretty. But it's just an investment, you know. So I don't really have the extra funds right now to spend a lot of money on weights, and they're kind of expensive. So we had 3 cinder blocks on our back porch, and I was just wondering one day, I weighed them, and they were all like 36 pounds, and I needed 20 per leg. And my sister just happened to have an extra one too, so it made our 4. We just used the tent ties to tie it around the block, and we had no problem. We actually had a few gusty moments. The weather was kind of up and down, and stuff was blowing off tables and everything, but my tent didn't move at all, so it worked really well. I was glad for that because it was free and fairly easy to move around. Kind of heavy, you know. I know some people would have trouble lifting those, but you can have someone help you maybe. My brother helped me set up, me and my sister set up, and then her husband helped us tear down, so that was good. But anyways, we had time to get there. We had to set up between 7 and 9. Everything had to be set up by 9. The event started at 10 and ended at 4. However, from my experience, all the events I ever did, they kind of start before the time they're supposed to. I always get sales before the start time, and they usually end early. Every sale I've been to ends like 30 minutes to an hour early. It just dies down and people, you know, stop showing up. And that's exactly how it was this time. So we got there at 7 something, set up. After we got set up, I kind of took a walk around to see if there's any more crochet booths. And there was one more crochet booth about 4 booths above us. And she had a bunch of amigurumis and stuff too. But different stuff, you know, so I wasn't like worried about that. And I think there was one more booth I didn't see. I missed. Maybe they set up afterwards. Because that other girl, I didn't notice her having leggy frogs, the little ones. I didn't have them. But I seen a whole bunch of people walk around with the little green leggy frogs. So I'm thinking someone else must have come afterwards and had that. Or maybe it was a different type of booth and it just happened to have leggy frogs. I don't know. But I still think I did fairly good. The kids are on the porch with Devin, so if you hear any noises, that's what it is. Let's get down to it. I love Square because it breaks down everything. And also I learned how to track cash sales on Square. Someone mentioned that after my last market, and so I figured that out. And it was really nice because normally I would, you know, my card transactions would get tracked on there, and I would track my cash sales on my phone, like in my Notepad app. But this time I did it all on Square, and it worked out really nice. It also, if it's weird, you know, you can calculate all the prices there. And then if they give you, you know, if it's $24 and they give you 40, it tells you exactly how much change to give them. So that's nice, so that you don't have to use so much brain power trying to think of it real quick. So I did 51% cash sales and 49% card/tap, because I had 2 people do tap pay, which I don't know what the difference of that is. I think it's where they have an app on their phone, like Venmo or something like that, and then they use it as a tap on their phones. You hold your phones together. You hold their phone underneath your phone, and it scans it somehow, and it works. It worked. I don't know. It's weird. It worked. So, okay, our booth fee was $55. So me and my sister split it. We each paid $27.50, and my sister made some sales that day too. I don't really know how much. All of hers were in cash except one that we did on the Square. So my total for the day was I made $267. So I was excited about that. Minus the $8 I gave back to my sister from her sale of stickers. And then I had $364 in Square fees. So my total was $255.36, and then minus my booth fee, which was $27.50, it was $227.86 after everything. Now I don't count my materials and things like that, because I count that into my overall No Kitchen Name budget of the year. Because I'm not just a vendor. I also, you know, have an Etsy shop and I do YouTube and stuff like that. So all that's kind of bunched together. When I buy all this yarn to make stuff with, I'm buying it for the channel to make content. I'm buying it to make stuff for my Etsy shop and for my vendors show. So it kind of all goes together. So my yarn purchases goes in my overall expenses, if that makes sense. Actually, my booth fees do too. All my fees go into, you know, one thing, and it all comes out in the taxes or whatever. So yeah, so I grossed $267 minus 8, because 8 of it was Hattie's. And my net was $227.86. So I thought that was pretty good. However, I was out there for 10 hours between setup and teardown. So that, I think it was roughly, I did the math, it was like $27 an hour, which isn't too bad. I mean, that's a pretty high paying job if you're working an actual job, you know, in a factory or whatever. The weather was fairly nice. It was, I think the peak was like 83 degrees, but it was cloudy almost all day. It was kind of coming and going. It was a little bit sunny, a little bit cloudy. And there around like 11, 12 1-ish, the wind picked up and was blowing. It felt really nice. But the worst part was tear down. When we had to start taking everything out, I got real hot and sweaty. Beet red. I did put sunblock on twice though. I did not get sunburnt. My sister did though. We drank a lot of water. We had a lot of fun. We talked to a lot of people. I had a lot of business cards. A couple of people were talking about customs, and one was a teacher who's going to a new school, and their mascot is a rocket, and she wanted to know if I had any rockets first, and I didn't. Which I almost made some the other day, so I wish I had but she asked me if I could make like a bigger size one, and I told her I could try. So she said she's gonna figure out what size she wants it, and then she's gonna email me. So we'll see about that. Alright, so now let's get into the things that sold. I thought it would be fun to do the highest ticket item and the lowest ticket item. So the lowest ticket item, I have a basket full of little tiny amigurumis for $3 each. I have that in mind for kids who maybe only got given like $5 so that they can at least get something, you know, while they're there. And I actually had a lot of those. And at the Easter one, I had a lot of kids like that too. So my lowest price things that sold was 3 of the $3 things. There was a little mini frog. I'm going to try to insert pictures of everything. A little turtle and a baby shark. And actually there's another one I forgot. It is a mini axolotl. Because the guy who bought that, he was a grown man. He bought the mini axolotl and the baby shark together, and he was so happy to get them, and I was so happy for him to be so happy. It was just a fun experience, and he was loving on like the cats and stuff too that I had made. But he settled on those 2, and I was just glad for him to have gotten that. Alright, now the rest of it, this is in no particular order. I just wrote them all down. I do know what my first sale was, but I don't know any after that. So I made, okay, I sold a mini turtle, pop it up, for $3. I sold my rose turtle for $20. I sold 2 snakes. They were each $15, so it was a total of $30. And I sold a Pikachu. I was surprised about selling that Pikachu because I thought he turned out weird. His eyes and all that looked goofy. But actually he got a lot of attention. A lot of kids liked him. And then finally someone bought him, so I was happy. I sold that for $12. I sold a mushroom boy. A little girl picked him out. She was taking forever to choose, and then she saw a mushroom, and that's exactly what she wanted. So I'm glad that it went there. Even her mom was like, "That's what you want?" Out of like all these things, you know. And she's like, "Yeah, I want the mushroom." So that was $8. I sold my pink moth. I made 2 moths. Gosh, last year. I think it was like a National Moth Day or something like that. I can't remember. I made the pink moth which I think is called a red maple moth. And I made a Mothman moth, which got a lot of attention. A lot of like millennial age people recognized what that was. But a pink moth went to a neighbor, an older man, who was buying it for his 4-year-old neighbor who loves bugs. He came up to the booth and he asked, "Do you have any bugs?" And so I had bees and I had moths. And he went to the moths and he was looking at them. And he picked up the pink one. And I think he was going to get it. And then he looked at the black one and he held it up for his wife. And asked which one to get. And she said the pink one. So they got the pink one. I thought that was cute. And then the mini axolotl to the man for $3. I sold a mallard duck for $15. My shark for $18. Those were my first sale. A lady came and she bought my shark and my mallard duck. And what's cool is she had a bag already from the other crochet vendor that had like 2 amigurumis in it. So she bought from her and me. So I thought that was neat. You know, you don't have to worry about competition because everybody might have different things. And if there's people out there who love handcrafted things, they're going to buy from multiple vendors anyway. So like don't stress over there being multiple crocheters. Alright, turn the page. I sold one of my little mices, whatever, for $6. I sold my black cat that I made with the yellow eyes for $15. A man came and bought him. He actually came and was looking around, thinking, and then he left. And then hours later, almost towards the end of the thing, I think he might have been another vendor or a food truck guy. He came back and he asked me, he said, "What kind of form of payments do you take?" And I told him cash or card or tap. And so he said, "Alright, I'm going to go get my wallet." And he left. And then like 30 minutes later, he came back. And he bought that black cat with tap to pay. It was the first one I ever done where it's the phones with the phones. I've never done that before, but it was pretty easy. Then I sold the mini frog. It's a little tiny leggy frog. I made it with worsted weight yarn. And it came out really small for $3. I sold a brontosaurus to a cute little boy. He was like 2 to 3, somewhere around there. And he rolled up in his little stroller. And he said, "Dinosaur, dinosaur." He's seen the brontosauruses. So his mom held all 3 of them down there. It had 2 green ones, 2 different shades of green, and the purple one. And he got the purple one. He wanted the purple one. I think it's the purple one. Now I'm questioning myself. I think he wanted the purple one and then changed his mind. I think he got the dark green one. I don't know. He got one of them. And then my large ticket item, the biggest ticket item I sold, I don't think I ever said that earlier, was my big pig. My big, huge pink pig that I made. I had $30 on him. And one family looked at it first. I didn't think they were going to buy it. It was like a man and a woman and maybe one of their sisters. Probably like my age, mine and Devin's age. And they were dressed really nice, looked like nice people, you know, really nicely dressed. And they were looking for something for, I think, a niece or something. Because the man asked what would a little girl want, you know. And he saw the pig and he squished it and he looked at the price tag. And he said, showed it to his wife or whatever. And she said, $30, that's a lot. And I walked away from it and went to the other table and was looking. And I was like, well, they're not going to buy the pig. But then he came back by and he said, I think we'll get the pig. And he grabbed the pig and chose the pig. So I thought it was funny that they had that reaction of it being expensive, but then they still bought it anyways. So I sold my pig. And what's funny is the vendor across from us was selling freeze-dried candies. And my sister knew him. He works at the fire department with her husband. He kept coming over and playing with the pig, and he was talking about how he wants to get it to be the mascot for his booth because they sell freeze-dried candies. And he kept coming over there. He's a very talkative, like, pastor type guy. You know, he's got that persona of him. And he kept coming over there just in the whole moments, you know, talking to all of us other vendors and joking and stuff. And he was playing with that big pig and my giant possum. And then when it sold, he came over there. I put a cat where it was at. And then he started doing it with the cat too. And he's like, I missed the pig. He asked me if I could make a pig with a firefighter hat on. So I might make one of those soon and have my sister send him pictures of it and see if he will actually buy it, because that'd be cool. Alright, then I sold a Flower Buddy. Finally, I made like 6 of those. And this is the first one to sell. I probably will never make any more of those because they've got a little bit of attention, but people always think they're mushrooms and think that they're weird. So I probably will not ever make those. I think they're cute, but I guess other people don't. But a little girl got that for $8. I sold a jellyfish, a worsted weight jellyfish, for $12. My blanket yarn ones are bigger and they also cost more. But someone bought that one. They were looking specifically for jellyfish too. They didn't ask me, but they went to my first table and they looked and looked and looked and they walked around. And then the girl said, oh, there they are. I guess someone else had told them that they seen them. And so I had a orange blanket yarn one and a pink blanket yarn one and then the purple worsted weight one. And that's the one they decided on, was the purple worsted weight one. So they bought that for $12. I sold my medium-sized nesting chicken. It's like the maple chicken, for $8. And that was such a cute sale. I had it sitting on top of one of my cupcake holders displays. And a teenage boy came over. I'm so bad at guessing ages, but he was somewhere from like 16 to 18 maybe. And he was looking around and he was making like a funny voice. I'm not going to do it. But I think he was nervous, you know. And he asked me how much it was first because he didn't see the price tag. So I showed him and it was $8. And he said, can I get this for my girlfriend? And I said, sure, because, you know, it's not up to me. But he asked me what I take for payment, so I always say cash and card. And he paid with cash and got that for his girlfriend, and he was so excited about it. And I told him, I asked him if he wanted a bag, and he said, yeah. He said, sure. So I was helping him put it in the bag, and I told him that I hope she likes it, and he said something like, I think she will. And he just walked off so happy, and it was just so cute. There was actually 2 teenage boys that bought something for their girlfriends. I don't remember what the other one was. The other one just made an impression on me, though. So that was $8. And then I sold the baby shark, little pink baby shark, for $3. I sold a mini pig for $5. The booth beside us was a window booth, like she sells windows. She works for a company that sells windows. She bought the mini pig and the mouse. And then I sold 2 mini elephants to 2 separate people for $5 each, and so that was $10. Oh, that was a lot. So I sold a lot of stuff. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 items. Is that right? I feel like I'm missing something because I feel like it was 25 items. Minus Hattie's stickers. So it would have been 24 items. Did I sell duplicates of anything else? I don't think the gecko was on here. The gecko was not on here. I sold a gecko too to a little girl. She got the pink gecko and that was $12. What else did I forgot to put on here? There's one more thing that I forgot to write down. The gecko. I don't know. If I could remember, but while I'm editing, I will pop it up with its price. But there's one more thing because I remember there's 24. I sold 24 things. Hattie sold one on the square and it was 3 stickers. She sells them 1 for $3, 3 for $8, and then she has mini stickers that are 2 for $1. She sold more of those in cash, but she only did 1 card transaction. But anyways, that was it. So I did 51% cash sales, 49% card and tap, so it's almost even. Only $3.64 in fees. I don't think that's bad at all because I would have missed out on $109 if I didn't take card or tap. So paid $3.64 to make over $100 is nice in my mind. My highest item was 30. The highest item I had was 32. It was the pig and the cow and the bee. The big giant ones, all three of those were my highest ticket items were $30. The lowest things were $3. So I had a variety. And I sold kind of all over the place. You know, 3, 8, 12, 30, 15, 12, 6, 5. There's just all over the place. But yeah, I had a good market overall. It was a little hot, but I put sunblock on, drank plenty of water. I took lifesavers to suck on. I took chapstick because I tend to get chapped lips when I'm out in the heat. I had fun. The worst part was the end where you're tearing it down because it gets hot. You know, you're doing a lot of movement, plus it's the heat of the day. So, and then after that, I came home, got some Chinese takeout because it's my favorite like reward for anything is getting Chinese takeout. And then I went ahead and immediately signed up for another craft fair. This one, Devin's going to go with me too. It is July the 6th, so it's roughly a month away. And it's an evening craft fair. It starts at 2 p.m. and it ends at 9 p.m. And at 9 p.m. fireworks go off. It's a event hosted by like the churches in my county. They all get together and host a big fireworks show and a vendor event, and there's food trucks and bounce houses and things like that. So I feel like it's going to be really good. The projected foot traffic is 10,000 to 15,000 people. And I know last year it was huge because people were parked up and down the highway to get to it because we drove by it. And it was ridiculously packed. So I signed up for it. It was only $50 for a 12 by 12 booth. And it was only $60 for a 12 by 24. So if I had 2 tents and more tables and more inventory, I could have got a huge booth for pretty cheap, you know. But yeah, so I'm excited. Devin's going to go with me. My sister Hattie's going to watch my kids. So it's going to be evening, so it's going to be the hottest when we're first there. And then it's going to start cooling off as the day goes on. But I'm excited. Devin's going to do it with me so that he can be the person who watches the booth while I go to the bathroom. Or I can send him to get snacks and stuff. So now I'm going to be prepping for that. But I had hoped, I'm not gonna lie, I had hoped I'd make more money because I'm trying to save up for Devin's dental surgery. But, you know, they're not all going to be huge events. I'm still happy. I still made $227 after my fees and my booth fee and all that. So I'm excited about that. It's still more money, you know, to go towards the cause. And now I'm going to be prepping for another one. I do need to get some more yarn pretty soon. Because I don't have a lot of, like, bright colors. I know I need some pinks for flamingos. Oh, my flamingo. That's one that I forgot. I made a flamingo the night before the event. And I'll pop that up. I just remembered it. I sold it to a lady who was specifically asking for flamingos. She said, "You don't happen to have any flamingos, do you?" She said it like that, like she wasn't expecting. And I said, "I do." And I showed it to her and she said, "Oh, I was wanting a smaller one because it was kind of big." And she was looking at it. And my sister was like gesturing to take it back because she thought she wanted a smaller one. But she's like hugged it to her. She said, "I'm going to get it anyways." And it was $15. That was the last one. The gecko and the flamingo somehow got not on my list. But those are both pink too. That's funny. But anyways, I want more pinks for flamingos. I need more yellow because I want to make some of those corns that are in the husk. I think that's just cute. I feel like people might like those. Oh, I got a lady asking me. She asked me about woodland creatures, which I didn't have anything woodland except I had mallard ducks, and she bought that. She was one of the ladies who bought the mallard duck. Did I sell 2 mallard ducks? No, it was the shark lady. Yeah. But she bought the mallard duck, and so yeah, I need to make woodland creatures. I was thinking like hedgehog, foxes, deer maybe. I think deer would be popular here. I also have a bass pattern, but every time I make it comes out really small. But I want to make it big. I think I need size 7 yarn, so I would like to get that in 2 different shades of green to look like a bass. Because, you know, I live in the South and there's a big deer and hunting, like deers and turkeys and fishing and bass. Everybody wants a bass, you know. So I think those would do good. I already have a list. I want to make some aliens just because you never really see aliens at booths. And I feel like the one alien I made before, the boy who bought it, he was a teenager. He was super excited about it. So I'd like to make more aliens. But I need yarn, so I gotta go yarn shopping. I mean, I got a lot of worsted, but I need more colors in blanket and size 6 and size 7s. Size 7's hard to work with, but the products do come out cute. So the Loaf cats did get a lot of attention. My possums got a lot of attention as always. and the big bee got a lot of attention, but no one bought them. But just like the big pig, someone's out there that will buy my giant bee and my giant possum. So I'm going to hold on to them. I'm not going to lower the prices. I'm going to leave it, and maybe this next event someone will love them and buy them. Every time something doesn't sell, I feel like, oh, I should lower the price. But the more I lower the price, you know, I'm hurting myself. Because I need to make enough money to buy more supplies, and also, you know, because I'm working on these, I'm using my time to make them. So I need to make some money back, you know. I can't just give them away. It would be counterproductive. But anyways, so now I got all my inventory behind y'all in the bags and boxes. I want to get it all out, make sure it's all in my square still, make sure, you know, I got the right amounts, and then I'll put that up, and then I will start working for that next fair. So if you have any questions, let me know. This is my second craft fair this year, right? Yeah, because the Christmas one was last year. So ideally I would love to get to where I do one craft market a month all year. I think that'd be cool. I think that would help subsidize the income here, you know, enough. But I realize in summer it's gonna be hard. Like July's, that's gonna be tough. And then if I do one in August, that's also gonna be tough. There's another one too that's in the end of July. It is raising money for a little girl that's got cancer. It's called I can't remember her name. I think it is either Everly or it had a B in it, but I don't remember how to say it. But it's Cars for Cancer. It's a car show, vendors, and they have like food and stuff there. And while we were at this market, some ladies told me about a church in the town next to me that's having a fall festival towards the end of October. I think it was 29th. And I might do that one. It's $40 for a booth. And it seems big. Sissy's hollering for me. I gotta go. And then also the Smithville Jamboree. If you've ever heard about that Fiddler's Jamboree, it's big around here. People come from all over the United States to go to it. They were handing out cards for vendors, but their vendor fee, it's 2 days, and it's $135. It's amazing foot traffic. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of people go to it. It's like ridiculous. It's kind of like Bonnaroo, but for folky country music. But I don't feel like I would have enough inventory for something that big. And I would hate to go and sell it the first day and then just not go the next day. You know, I feel like that would be rude of me for the vendors, because they could have filled that spot with someone who had enough inventory for the 2 days. So I don't think I'm ready for a multiple day market until I get more of an inventory built up, if that makes sense. But maybe in the future, next few years, maybe I can do those bigger, longer vendor events. Or maybe if I could make friends with a crochet person in real life and do them together, because then it could be like their inventory and my inventory would fill up a lot of stuff. But I don't know. That's something to think about later. Right now I'm just sticking to my little 7-8 hour markets. But I'm looking forward to the July one. I think it's going to be fun to do it with Devin, and then we get to see fireworks and stuff afterwards. And it's going to have a lot of foot traffic, so I feel like, in theory, I should make a lot of money that day. Maybe it'd be nice to make enough to finally get his mouth fixed and not have that looming over me. But anyways, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any other comments, let me know nicely. And if you're the ones that I met at the craft market, say hi in the comments, and then make a channel so that we can all meet you. But yeah, I guess that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here, and I go out there with my kids because they're hollering for me, and I gotta get ready to make dinner. But I will see you guys in another video. Bye guys.